Hey guys, this is Rita from For the Marketer. This video is going to teach you 4 copy hacks that you can use when creating your content. But before we go on, are you part of our community? If you aren't, join us on Facebook or on our list, our email list, for more great content and for inside access. To do that, go to the description box below right now and click on the very first link. So I'm going to dive straight in. The first one is visual flow. Have you ever looked at a bunch of text and immediately you saw it, you just got overwhelmed? Now look at these two texts. Which of these will be easier for you to read? This one thing can make a huge difference in the results you get at the end of your content creation. Space the friggin' words out and make sure that there are waves at the end of each sentence. This small thing seems very trivial, but it makes a huge difference. So please do not forget, because no matter how good your copy is, nobody is going to read a bunch of text that is just jumbled up together. It just looks like way too much work. So the next one is auditory rhythm. So with this one, with this concept, you need to read your copy out loud. And I know you might feel like it's time consuming and all that, but it makes a whole lot of a difference. Sometimes when you're writing, your copy tends to make more sense to you, but when you read it out loud, then you realize that maybe it's not as clear as it actually seemed in the first place. It also helps you to be able to correct grammatical issues with your writing or with your copy. And you make sure that it reads beautifully, kind of like you're telling a story. Also, look out for trip words, like words that are very difficult to say, or sentences that make you trip on your words, kind of like tongue twisters. You don't want too many of that in your copy. You want to make it as easy to read as possible. A 6-year-old should be able to take your copy and be able to read it and understand it, or at least to be able to read it fluently. So that's the next one. Read your copy out loud. The third one is linear thinking. Now, this is something that I myself have skipped a few times, and I know how much of a difference it has made since I started actively applying this concept into my content making. Linear thinking is a way of making your content a bit more digestible to your audience. It's kind of like breaking down what you have, whatever text or whatever copy you have, into more digestible bits, kind of like bullet points, and then expanding on those points. A story is very difficult to follow if it doesn't have a sort of sequence to it. And in this case, you are telling a story. It could be in a different format altogether, but in a way, it's a story. So you want people to be able to follow the story that you are telling. It's more or less like you're bringing your prospect on a journey with you. So stay linear. Then the fourth one I'm going to talk about is to have a killer offer. This happens to be the most important in all the things I just mentioned, because no matter how great your copy is, if your product sucks, then you are just wasting your time. And because you stayed this long, I'm going to add a last one. Use analogies. Analogies are kind of like um, an example or a kind of a scenario, creating a scenario to further elaborate on what you're talking about. So people tend to understand things more when you use analogies. Now, I won't lie, I don't use this very often myself, but it's something I'm trying to implement in my um, way of putting out content as well. So these are the 5 things I think can make a huge difference in your business. They are copy hacks. Number 1, create a visual flow. Number 2, the auditory rhythm. Number 3, linear thinking. Number 4, having a killer offer. And number 5, using analogies. Thank you very much for watching this video till the end. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey guys, this is Rita from For the Marketer. This video is going to teach you 4 copy hacks that you can use when creating your content. But before we go on, are you part of our community? If you aren't, join us on Facebook or on our list, our email list, for more great content and for inside access. To do that, go to the link, the description box below right now, and click on the very first link. So I'm going to dive straight in. The first one is visual flow.